Dear students, let's start with the new video. But before that, I would like to share about a question that was made after the first video. And as we have already shared that in case we will have a question, we will try to cover it in the upcoming video. And we'll first cover the question of previous video and then start the new one. So the question was about scarcity and its relation with the price. As you know, in case there we have less resources and a lot of people want something, but because of less or limited resources, there is a gap between the number of wants and the number of units produced. This gap is called scarcity. And yes, this was the question, relationship of price with scarcity. If there is scarcity, the number of units are less, there is a high demand, a lot of people want something, then the price is in most of the cases going up. There are some cases where a brand has a very strong discipline over pricing and the variation of price, whether the number of units available are less or more, but their price will be very highly controlled price, and no matter what happens they will have same price. But in most of the cases it will be uh, if there is scarcity, the prices is going up. Sometimes you go to shop, they will say that it's a supply demand situation, and the prices are higher or increased because there is a lot of demand and the supply is less. For example, uh, it's a very common these days in Pakistan because of production and other factors. I would like to share example of chicken these days. For if you talk about really right now, the perhaps it is because of the very hot weather. The uh, birds, the chicken can't face this have very tough weather, and their death ratio is high, and there is less supply, the prices will be taken up. For example, the price will go above or around 500, and in case there is normal situation and supply is good, the prices will be coming down or normalized. We can also quote a situation in this example. For example, if we have Bakar Eid, and you will see that the meat, the goat meat, the beef, these are animals are sacrificed as per a religious activity. So there is a less need of the chicken, so prices comes down little before the Eid and for some time after the Eid. But on the other hand, you remember few days back the chicken prices in Pakistan had gone around 800 per kg. So coming back to the topic, exactly the title, the price will be high if there is a situation of scarcity. Now coming back to part 2, business studies chapter 1, understanding business activity. Number for this as per book is 1.1. The arrows show the topics which we need to cover: specialization, division of labor, added value, or how to increase added value or add more value. Specialization is the situation when a person becomes an expert in a particular field. For example, the photograph of an electrician It means he has spent a good time in his field. He has grip on all the uh, topics of his work. For example, there is electrical work in house. For example, there is an electrical issue in the cables outside the building. For example, there is an issue in the cables or wires inside the building or near the switch, the button block. He is expert on everything. Uh, there is a spark and you want to have a check, you will go for an expert so that he makes the correction of the problem, and it's on long term and you do not face such kind of spark or any risk in of fire. In case you need to have a tile fitter, you would like to go for an expert who is expert in tile fitting, so that it gives you a quality work. But why would you would like to have a specialized person for such tasks? In case it's a general situation, you are having a fever, you are having cough, you will simply go to a doctor nearby. But in case someone is having serious issue, someone is having problem in the kidneys, he will go to the specialist. So there are advantages. It, for example, the tile fitter, if he's an expert, he knows how to fit tile, he must have a good speed in a tile fitting, because he knows how to fit, how to put it on the ground, how to make the mix of the bond, the material they used. So he will have a little good speed, and in result, he will increase the quantity of tiles fitted. Or an expert in electrical work will do his work speedily. He will know the problem in just a few seconds. And uh, lower unit cost, definitely, when there is a speed, when more units are made. Economies of scale is like, there are two type of costs. One is the fixed cost and other is the variable cost. Fixed cost is uh, like the rent of the building, the factory, and the electricity bill, gas bill, or the salaries of the persons, of the workers over there, the staff who have fixed salary. And when you increase the number of unit, you get the economies of scale. For example, one cost, the fixed cost will be there, and if you get more units, if you have bigger order, your cost will be coming down. And then a normal person, because of this specialization, becomes an expert, a guru in his field. And yes, by becoming an expert, he will give you quality work, better products. You can, I mean, at first you were competing in local market, you can go to a bigger market and international market, because you have an expert to make the products. There are disadvantages. I would request you to kindly consider and make a short list of the disadvantages. For example, one can be like an expert is an expert in his field. For example, this tile fitter, if he has spent the whole time in learning how to fit, how to put tile on ground or the walls of a house or a washroom or a kitchen, he has not worked on other fields. He has not considered the other fields. If there is less work or no work in tile fitting department or tile fitting, there is no need of such services, he will have problem. And because he specialized in tile fitting, no one will call him for as a plumber, no one will call him as a technician. So this can be a disadvantage, and I would like to request you guys to make a short list, at least 2 to 3 points. Division of labor is, for example, in a factory, you divide set of persons in different sections. For example, it's a factory of cars making. The first one, the people are simply getting the frame and just putting together the basic frame items. In the next video, that at the bottom, the second one photo, you are looking at some people adding the front hoods to the vehicle, and then you can see in